The Marvel Network proudly presents Community Spotlight for service to those who serve their communities throughout the DFW Metroplex.
I opened up my eyes to the world. I opened up my mind to it now.
Welcome to the Marvel Network Community Spotlight with Keith Robinson. Now we're on location at Menu 6 out in Desoto, Texas. I'd like to give a shout out to the proprietor, Enoch Odu, for opening his doors to us for this interview. Now I'm sitting here with the world champion, Samuel Arnold III. And we'll be talking with this world champion when we return after these messages. The youth intercontinental super middleweight champion, Squirmy Samuel Arnold III.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.
Congratulations,
Thank
brother.
you. Thank
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Now, we talked in our last interview. We manifested this thing.
Definitely, yeah, we did.
Here at the network, we believed that you were going to be champion.
Right.
You told this network you were going to be champion.
Right.
And if I remember, your words were something to the effect of, well, you know, I'm 9-0, then I'll be 10-0, and then I'll go win a championship. And that's pretty much exactly what you did, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Manifestation is real.
It is.
You did that.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about it.
I mean, it's just you blocking your mind around something and putting your actions towards it. It's just that simple. You know, some people believe in the universe. Some people believe in different forms of religion, but it's really within you, or whatever you put your faith into, to put your all into whatever goal you want to accomplish. And as long as you lock your mind around it and put the actions and take the sacrifices needed to get to the goal, I mean, you're going to get to the goal. But the thing is, when you get there, you got to rise to the occasion and live in your moment. And that's what I felt like I did.
Okay.
Yes,
And I'm
sir.
sure that the preparation.
Yeah, the preparation was it was no worries at all. But a lot of people come prepared. But when you get there, you can't think, oh, this is too big for me.
Right.
Or, I don't deserve
Right.
this.
You belong there.
Right, you belong there.
Yes,
You got to show
yes.
that you belong there.
Yes,
So that's
yes.
the main thing.
Well, you definitely showed you belong there.
Yes, sir.
Because
Yes,
that
sir.
was a second round knockout. And as I was watching it, I said I was going to ask you, because you knocked him out at the end of the round.
Right.
Now, do you remember if he could be saved by the bell?
In the WBC fight, I'm not sure, because the WBC has their own rules on top of being in the commission of Nova Scotia.
Right.
So they have their own rules.
Gotcha.
So the rules some rules outweigh other rules.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of a mixture, but I'm not sure at all. I really wasn't even worried about
Look,
that.
and the only reason
Yeah.
I was asking, because I
Yeah.
was going to say, because he wasn't going to be saved in the round. The round was not going to save
Definitely
him.
not. Definitely not.
So now I know that you had some issues up there, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, we had talked about intention and disruption whenever you try to intend to do something, right?
Right.
Tell me about some of the disruptions you had up there when you got to Nova Scotia.
So when I got to Nova Scotia, I mean, I landed in Halifax, Nova Scotia, which is 4 hours from Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Okay.
So Halifax is what they call the inlanders in Nova Scotia. Sydney are the islanders.
Okay.
So in the midst of trying to get there the next day, we didn't know it was going to be a blizzard. It was a 4-hour drive, but imagine driving to an island over the North Atlantic River. You're driving through mountains, blizzard, you can't see nothing but white.
Right.
And it's the ocean is right next to you, so you know, like one wrong turn, you could turn off this mountain into the ocean.
Yes,
So that for 4 hours, and then the sun sets at 4 p.m.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so y'all
so-
didn't have much time.
No, not at all.
Wow.
But getting there, that was pretty much it. But for the most part, I'd say whenever I had a little bit hard time making weight, but it was really due to me not following the regular protocols that we usually follow whenever I'm cutting weight.
Mm-hmm.
I had stopped eating too early in the week, and I should have been water loading. I had cut the water off too early. But that's something that I'll never have a problem with again, though, moving forward. But really, like, traveling in a blizzard, it was kind of like Spider Moment because we landed there super late. And then it was like a 4-hour drive to get there. Imagine, like, driving from here to Houston, or here to, like, Corpus Christi.
Yes.
And the whole time it's just snow. And then it's crazy. It's ice on the roads, you know what
And
I'm
then
saying?
it gets dark.
It gets dark. We don't know anybody. And
Yes.
no phone signal and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was like something that we definitely had to overcome and just lock in and just be like, okay, whatever. We got 3 hours left on the road, but when we get there, we're going to still set up shop and do what we came to do and win.
Right. Now that's good stuff. That's good stuff
Yes,
because
sir.
I wanted people to get out of that you can be prepared.
Right,
You know, you can make it there.
right.
But you still have to do your job.
Definitely.
And there's going to be a lot of things that tries to stop you or hinder you
Yeah,
from doing your job.
100%.
Yeah. So I commend you for that. I
Yes,
commend
sir,
you.
I appreciate
I mean,
that.
that's. I just knew, like we were talking a little bit off camera, and I was telling you. I'm sure everybody told you. Oh, we knew you were going to do it.
Right, yeah.
But you remember I told you, I know you're going to do it.
Right,
you
yes,
know?
sir, you did, yeah.
And we're going to set up an interview
Right,
to be interviewing a champion.
yes, sir.
And that's what we're doing.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're doing. We are talking to the champ, not of the city,
No,
not of the state, not even of the nation,
right.
of the world.
Yes, sir.
Give me some.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Of the
that.
world.
Yes, sir.
Now we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back on the Community Spotlight.
George Crumb, 1824 to 1914. Crumb, a chef and restaurateur, is said to have unintentionally created the potato chip during the summer of 1853. They were made in response to a customer who sent back their fried potatoes after complaining that they were too thick. The crisps were an instant hit, and though Crumb never patented the creations, chips are arguably now one of the world's most favorite snacks.
Welcome back. As always, we appreciate when you hang with us on the Community Spotlight. Now, I'd like to get into the venue itself.
Yes, sir.
Now, from what I understand, there was 5,000 people there?
Yes, 5,000 plus, a little bit over 5,000 people there because Sydney, Nova Scotia is kind of like a rural area in America. So it's like a country to the rest of Canada. They look at them like country folk.
Gotcha.
They're small town. They got a lot of good stuff in the town, but it's a small town, pretty small community, but they all in tune to whatever big thing is coming there. And the
Right.
venue itself was a hockey arena. And the main event guy was Ryan Rizicki, which is a world contender for
Okay.
like he's the world champion at cruiserweight. So he was fighting. So of course if there he's like a hometown hero.
Right.
He brought out the whole Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, 5,000 people. The thing that make this fight so different is one, it was the biggest crowd I ever fought in front of live, but I actually got to fight when the crowd was there. I fought at the Alamo Dome before. I fought at Cowboy Stadium, but the crowd wasn't all in the seats yet because I fought so early.
Right.
But I fought a fight before the main event, so everybody that was there for the main event was there. It was kind of like a wow moment walking out because it was so many people you couldn't even see everybody.
Right,
There was so many people
right.
you couldn't see everybody.
Was
so,
it really loud?
Yeah, it was like so loud. It was quiet to where you could just like,
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right,
Like you
yes,
couldn't
yes.
really hear like a specific, hey, go, or whatever. Like you could usually hear like they got all the seats on the floor for a fight, but it was definitely an experience. Like once I got in the ring, I really felt
That's what I was going to ask you.
excited.
When did you feel the moment?
When I really walking to the ring, I was nervous, but like when I really got inside the ring, I was like excited to where I was like, bro, I'm gonna entertain everybody.
Yes.
I'm gonna entertain
Yes.
everybody. So that's really like was my all right, let's go. We here moment. Like, you would see the other guy, he just standing there stiff, biting his mouthpiece. Then it's me, I'm in the street, you know what I'm saying? Getting the crowd hype and stuff like that.
You rose to the moment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that it's always a pivotal moment, and there's always a choice.
Definitely. I stole a lot of fans, too. A lot of fans.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
never-
I bet. Because I'm telling you, I was listening to the commentator, and he was saying he had a lot of admiration for you.
Definitely.
As a pro.
Yeah.
You know, he liked that you were humble.
Right.
He liked your style.
Yes, sir.
You know, and he just kept saying, that is a picture perfect jab. And I'm sure Delgado thinks so too.
Definitely. He knows so.
So, round one. Ding.
Round one. Body language. First thing. I've been boxing since a long time. Round one, I can tell body language. He's inexperienced. He's nervous in the moment. He's more nervous than I am, but I'm not nervous because of the fight. I'm nervous just because I'm standing in front of 5,000 people.
And it's not even really nerves. I
Yeah.
just like to call that you're just in the moment.
Yeah,
you
you're
feel
in
the moment.
Yeah, I feel it. I'm not like nervous, like, oh, this guy's probably gonna, I don't know what's gonna happen. I know exactly how the fight gonna play out. 100%. I've been here since I was a kid.
Right.
So I know. First thing, if you watch, I don't even throw a punch. I frame, which is me opening my hand, stopping him from coming forward. Because I see he's going to come, so I'm going to play into that. I'm going to let him come forward. I'm right here. I'm relaxed. I know one thing about the guy. He tries to overpower people with his size, but I'm bigger than him.
Right.
So he can't overpower me with his size. And he tries to push people and rough them up, but I'm stronger than him, so he can't push me and rough me up. And I know he doesn't have a gas tank to beat me in an 8-round fight or the skills to box with me in an 8-round fight. So I let him come like a front runner. Come crazy. I'm going to catch your shots. I'm going to let you punch yourself out. The momentum is going to change. That's round one. I go back to the corner. I'm like, my goal wasn't even to win round one. I promise you, I wasn't even trying to win. My dad tell me what to do. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm chilling. He don't got no power. I'm like, did I win that round? He like, yeah, you won, but don't worry about if you win. Just listen to what I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? He's telling me like instructions. So he's like, don't worry about it, because that's what we always act. Did I win that round? Did I win that round? Right. So I go back. I'm like, okay, well, that was too close. They probably think this guy on my level. So I look at him. I'm like, did I cut him? Or is his nose bleeding? Because he's doing this. He's standing up. I'm sitting down. That's another thing that showed me his inexperience, because people think standing up is a sign of, oh, I'm in good shape. But no, you're supposed to rest and get the whole break.
Get that whole minute, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Because we already got probably 5 seconds took off when the bell rung and we walk into the corner.
Right.
So at least try to get at least 50 seconds out of 60. The guy standing up, but he's messing with his nose. He's messing with his nose. And his corner's already out the ring. Probably within 30 seconds would show me they overconfident. They feel like this how the whole fight gonna go. They got what they was looking for. So I'm like, okay. All right, so I'm gonna start jabbing him box sharp. I ain't gonna let him hit me. So if you go and look at the second round, I get way sharper. I'm setting the pace now. I'm jabbing.
And you're
I'm
sticking
moving.
that jab out, indeed.
I'm slipping. I'm countering my hook sharper. My front hand is really working. So then I'm like, okay, well, this guy, he turns his head every time I do something. Or he pulls straight back, and he's fighting with his hand down, and he's comfortable now. So I'm gonna go. You know, I'm a really just make a miss and just start boxing him and jabbing from the outside. It looked like to me he was breaking down. I know if I'm hitting you with 2 jabs in a row, I can throw a right hand.
Yeah.
So
and the commentator alluded to it after the first round. He's like, looks like there's a little something on his nose.
Yeah, definitely. And I thought I cut him, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go after the cut, because another thing you gotta put in perspective, if it's got a fourth fight, he never been cut before. So it's probably gonna mess with him if he's cut, you know
The
what
way
I'm
he
saying?
has to react to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then where he was cut at was close to his nose and his mouth, but his nose was just bleeding. He wasn't even cut. But I'm looking at him because he was wiping the blood. It looked
And
like
you
he
don't
was
do that,
cut.
right?
No,
that's a no-no. I don't even know
do
boxing, but you don't show where you.
Yeah, definitely not. And by him not even that, it looked like it was bothering him. So I was going after that. And to me, I just threw a speed power combination. I really didn't even, I could say, sit down on that right hand. But I knew how cleanly it landed. I definitely knocked him out.
Oh yeah, it landed clean, because I'm telling you, it stopped. His legs stopped.
Yeah, definitely.
They stopped. So you get that knockout.
Yeah.
Crowd roars.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of, when you hit him, you started turning around, walking back to the corner before he even finished falling.
Yeah, definitely. Because I already knew how he fell. I could hear, I could just tell, like, it's like something that boxers know, like.
It's like the Steph Curry.
Yeah,
It reminded me
but-
of the Steph Curry shot, shooting and turn around.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I kind of did look back a little bit when I hopped on the ropes just to make sure he wasn't getting up.
Right.
Because I know they'd probably give him not that I thought I didn't hurt him enough. It's just that it's a championship fight. They might give him to 8 to get up. Or
Right.
something like
Give him
that.
an extra 13-second count.
Right,
But look,
exactly.
the commentator said it. He's not getting up.
No, definitely not.
So you go, you take one look back at him, you go and stand on the ropes, and you say, I'm the champ.
Right, yes sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And then you get off of those ropes,
Yeah.
and you go into the middle of the floor.
Right.
And you, from what I saw, you hit your knees,
Yeah.
started giving gratitude.
Definitely.
What else is going on at that
just,
moment?
I'm just thanking God for repaying me for all the sacrifice I put in, all the things that I went through this year. I never looked at this year as a bad year for me. I've been through a lot, but I've been blessed with a lot of stuff too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I lost family members. I lost my grandmother before I was supposed to have the original scheduled date for this last fight. A lot of things went on. Like I had my first apartment this year, so it's like, you know, being out the ring, having to find different ways to make money and stuff like that.
Life balance.
Definitely. And I never want to fall into the typical, oh, I'm going to sell drugs. Oh, I'm going to do this.
Right,
oh, I'm
right.
going to do that. I never fall into that.
Right.
But I always tell people, I don't care how hard it get. I never fall into the quick way or the fast way or nothing like that.
Stick
I
to
rather-
what you got, man.
100%.
Stick to
So,
what you got.
You know, I just all of that, just being an adult, you know, life outside the ring, setbacks, injuries. I got hit by 18-wheeler when I was supposed to fight the first time. Then I had a heart attack scare for the original date. And
Now tell me about that. That hard. I heard about that.
yeah, so basically what the original date was for the youth title against a guy from Canada. It was supposed to be me fighting him in the main event on pay-per-view. On the way to the fight, I had a beautiful wake. Everything went perfect training camp. I'm talking about 6-pack, everything went perfect. Sponsors, everything went perfect. So on the way there, I'm already on weight. Usually what I do is I am on weight when I'm on the way to the fight week, but I still sip while I'm on the plane. Me, I didn't sip at all. I just want to say, bro, I don't feel like getting there and losing weight or anything. I'm just stay on weight. And my body had a negative response with the plane landing, and basically it just triggered like me breaking out into a sweat. And I just woke up out my sleep. I felt terrible. I had chest pain. I was sweating super hard, and I just wanted to pass out, but they wouldn't let me lay down on the plane. They just brought me a whole bunch of fluids, and they rushed me straight off the plane to the hospital. When I got in the ambulance, my EKG levels looked like I was having a heart attack, but they're not cardiologists, so they don't know that I'm not having a heart attack. It just looks like I am having a heart attack.
But they're going to treat it like you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to spend the night there in the hospital and see a cardiologist. The thing that I figured out was that I got a thicker heart than most people because I've been active, running, boxing and stuff my whole life. So my heart is thicker than most people's heart.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with me at all. That's just it.
It's just, you're so athletic.
Right, yeah, I just have a thicker heart than most people because I've been doing something that made my heart probably just like a little thicker, a little bigger than most people's hearts.
Right,
And
right,
that's all.
right.
That's all.
Right. Okay.
So I'm
right.
all good. So after that got cleared, having a promotional company rather than being a free agent, you would be waiting around for 2 months, 3 months. No, right here.
Right
You're
here.
going 3
That's
weeks.
it.
You finna fight.
Yeah.
And December 7th. And that's why I was just saying I thank God because right before that fight, my grandmother passed away, but it was crazy because I was in St. Louis visiting family. And actually, I'm gonna take it back a little bit before that. I was in Brooklyn. I got invited to be someone's sparring partner, and they was telling me about, oh, y'all need to come to St. Louis because your grandma, she's not doing good, blah 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 blah. But my grandma is only 65, but we've been hearing that our whole life. So we like,
She's gonna pull through.
yeah, like she'll be good. So like that's kind of like we brushed that off, and then fast forward to probably like 2 months later or a month later, we end up being in St. Louis visiting family. And actually I was leaving my other grandma's house and on the way to see my grandma, and actually somebody else with us gave us the wrong address, so we was like, bruh, forget it. But then they was like, no, we need to go, like nobody want to wait or nothing. I'm like, forget it. But it ended up being a blessing from God because we got to the hotel, we got a call. My mom called, said somebody need to call. They think my mom dead. My mom called from Dallas saying that nobody heard from her since Thursday and all of this and that. And it's Sunday.
Right.
So we like, what? So boom, we rushing over there. My auntie hurry up, get in there. She find her. And the rest of my family go up there. You know how it is, just a big, dramatic, chaotic scene.
So nothing was wrong with her?
No, she died.
Oh,
she
did
found her dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So it was a blessing because if I would have went, I would have been the one that found her.
Right.
I didn't want to be the
I
one
know,
that
I get
found
that.
her, especially before a fight. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be selfish or anything.
No, that's going to
but
put
it
you in a
was
bad space.
100%.
I get that.
So, with that being said, on top of everything I've been through, the setbacks with the heart attack scare, her passing, the fight being canceled, with all the promotion, people was trying to say I was scared. That's why I pulled out the fight.
Trying to build a narrative.
Exactly. They was trying to build a negative narrative about me. So I took all of that and I said, these next 3 weeks, I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna make a statement. Like, I'm gonna really make a statement.
And that's big. You took that negative energy.
Yes, sir.
Because it's not going to go anywhere.
Right.
You took that negative energy and you spun it, allocated it
Right.
into the positive for you.
Right.
And if you can learn anything from that, you can do that every day in life.
Yes,
you
sir.
can ignore that energy all you want. That energy ain't going nowhere.
No.
You got to do something with that
Yeah,
energy.
definitely.
I love it. Now, you were saying the hardships, passings, traveling,
Right.
just everything, right? Well, there was someone that already passed
Yep.
that you were doing this for.
Yep. 100%.
Now, have you or at what point did you have the conversation with Boogie?
Yeah, man. Just like me being in the ring, just like was like me just thanking God, but like just being grateful because all of the people on top of him, my cousin, my best friend, my grandmother, my other little cousin last year, like it's a lot of people. I had friends that boxed with me. I had people I even trained in my garage that was like clients that stopped coming and then they end up being the demise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like they end up getting into other stuff and it killed them. So it was just me thanking God, like
Just for the
all this
persistence,
stuff,
you
consistent,
stayed
like,
with it.
no matter what happened. I used to be telling everybody, they used to be thinking I'm crazy. I'm like, well, yeah, I don't care. As long as my bills paid, I don't care. I don't care about having all the stuff I had or this and that because I've been out the ring for a minute. All I know is I'm not gonna do TCL. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that because that's not my journey.
Yes.
I'm gonna be champion.
Yes.
And I was telling people next year I'm gonna be champion next year, but end up being now, and that's what God had plans for me. And even then, even in the midst of me going through everything, I started studying Christianity to a whole nother level, all the different forms of Christianity. And then one I had took interest in was Orthodox because they fast and do stuff like that. But I wasn't trying to be an Orthodox. I just respected the discipline that they take.
That was in your wheelhouse.
100%.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So I was
You
fasting.
made it work for you.
Yeah, I was fasting for days, weeks, whatever, doing different stuff to just show like I don't care what happened. I believe. I know I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be champion. I don't care.
And you said the biggest thing. Whatever religion, whatever you call your higher power,
Right, 100%.
universe, Allah, God, Jesus, whatever it is.
My dad, he's like, you know what I'm saying? He a Muslim, so like,
right. See, so it's all about you can have all of that.
Right.
I get that.
100%.
But the common denominator in all of that
is you, making up your mind and going in there.
Come on, man, tell him.
Because the guy, the guy who I was fighting, you know what I'm saying? He was super Christian.
And they were building that narrative, right? Like
100%.
they were building good guy versus the bad guy.
Yep, and it's crazy. I got one more thing to say about that. My friend Trent, it's crazy because God always send people. You always hear old people say God talk to people. He sent him in the gym. He came back randomly. He was telling me about different stuff about religion and the thing that he told me about. Showed me a scripture about being over religious because I had a time where I was doing it, and that really helped me going into this fight. I wouldn't even listen to certain music and all of that type of stuff, and I was just feeling weird and second guessing everything I was doing. And then my dad told me in the locker room, he said, "Man, don't worry about none of that stuff. God not micromanaging no boxing match. He don't got no favorites between nobody like that."
Your dad told you some good stuff.
Exactly. And my dad told me that, and my dad's not even a Christian.
Right.
You know, so they just show you, like, it don't matter what you believe in or what you call God or any of that. It's up to you at the end of the day, because whatever you believe in, you know, it's free will amongst all of us.
That's good stuff coming from a young man.
Yes, sir.
And just think of it like this. The truth doesn't have a denomination.
No, not at all.
It doesn't have a certain sect.
Right.
You know, it doesn't have a certain religion.
Yep.
The truth is the truth. And
Yes,
it sounds
sir.
like you're talking truth, but you're talking truth of self.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
the key. Nobody else's truth matters except your truth to yourself. And we're going to take a break with that, and we'll be back after these messages.
Alaskan made Arctic rain honey, raw honey, lotion bars, lip stuff, sweet and spicy relish. Honey that is pure and untamed as the Alaskan wilderness. Get yours today. Arctic rain honey.
Welcome back. As always, we appreciate when you hang with us. Now, before we start the conclusion of this interview, I'd like to thank the sponsor, Eagle Drink, that can be purchased at Menu 6 with all of the essentials that you need to soar high. Mr. Champion,
Yes, sir.
you get up off your knees
Yes, sir.
in the middle of that ring, go to the locker room, you get dressed, you're packing up. At that moment, you're a champion. How does that feel? Tell me about it. Tell me about being a champion walking out of that ring.
Feels like a real accomplishment. Definitely doesn't feel like I just won another fight. Feel like a milestone, and then you got to the top right there. But definitely, I know it's not the end.
Right.
This is just my first championship to get me to the big championship
Right.
that I want. So, if it definitely feels like a real accomplishment. What makes it feel like a real accomplishment is all the bad stuff leading up. And I can't even call it bad stuff, just character development that I went through to even
I
get
love
here.
that. I love
Character
that.
development, really. Because I used to always say, hey, bro, if it's not good, it's not over. If it's not good, it's not over. I used to always just kept telling myself that. And I was like, man, I don't care what happened. I don't care about no material stuff, none of that stuff. All I know is I'm going to be champion. All the stuff I put in, all the work I put in is going to pay off. And something about me just kept telling me that this whole year, it don't matter who you fight. It don't matter none of that.
Right.
Like, they can give you whoever you ready. And I was saying, like, I'm the best. Like, I'm the best amongst everybody.
And you said it too, that
Yes,
you
sir.
wanted to move up and fight the best.
Definitely. And then the thing about even this fight, I could fight, quote unquote, what you call better on paper opponents than the guy I fought. But none of these guys don't want to fight me.
I was about to say that.
These
because
guys
look,
don't
there's a
wanna
lot
fight
of
me.
politics.
That's another thing.
Yes.
So these guys want to say, hey, let's fight, but it got to be for a belt. Or it got to be some crazy amount of number that they know, all right, for an 8-10 round fight, you're not going to get this much.
Right.
So I'm going to price myself out just to really say no. But, you know, these guys, a lot of these guys don't want to fight. And they ain't going to have no choice in a minute.
Right. When you knock everybody out,
Right,
then
yeah, they ain't gonna have no choice in a minute because it's gonna be such a big fight and such every accolades on the line to where you can't turn down the fight. It's once a lifetime opportunity. Even the guy I fought, he knew it was once a lifetime
Right.
opportunity fighting for a belt, fighting in front of 5,000 people. He getting
Commend
a
him for that, right?
Getting a nice purse, definitely. I take my hat off to him. My respect for him. It's nothing but love. And he got a heart of a champion, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, I always say, everybody gonna have their night to shine, but it's never gonna be against me. Never. Nobody.
So I like that. Who do you want to fight?
Everybody that's above me. I'm 15 in the U.S. at 168. Anybody that's 14 and up, I want to fight. And anybody else in the WBC rankings, you know, it's a lot of guys in the WBC rankings. Anybody in the WBC rankings, let's make a fight happen. Any of these young guys fighting for other belts, fighting for youth titles or any of that, let's make a fight happen now. Let's not wait till we 30-something and let's go ahead and do it now. 10, 11-0, 7-0, all that type of stuff. Like, let's go ahead and do it. That's the whole thing with me. Like, I'm not a prospect that's looking for older guys on their way out or
Right.
a guy that's 11-20 or
Right,
nothing
right.
like that. No, I want to fight. If you undefeated, you young, let's fight. You
Yeah.
can fight for this belt right here. We can
Because
fight
to
for this
be the
belt.
best.
You got to beat the best. And a lot of these guys, I'm under their pictures. I'm tagging my promotional companies. Like, let's make this fight
Let's
happen.
go.
I'm telling these guys, like, I ain't going to call out everybody by name because I'm not a trash talker.
Right.
But
I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
14-1. We
let's
see
make it
you.
happen. It's not
And we
hard,
raise
though.
you one.
It's 100%.
Stop all that politicking, cherry picking your opponents, and come get some of this.
Definitely. Anybody. It don't matter who it is. I promise you. We're going to say yes. We don't turn down nothing at all.
And a fight come with that.
Yes, sir.
Samuel Arnold III, youth, intercontinental, super middleweight champion of the world. I asked you one more thing.
Yes, sir.
When can we see you next? What's the next big thing?
So I got another. So I'm going to be back in the spring for sure. But I got a big fight in Dallas definitely coming up, though.
Okay.
It's going to be coming up. It's going to be a big fight in Dallas. I know that. But I feel like I think I'm fighting for another title before then. So I'm looking at 2 back-to-back fights in the spring, really.
Okay, well, let us know.
Yes, sir.
We'll promote it.
Yes,
You know the play.
Yes,
Ain't
sir.
nothing changed. It just
No,
got better,
not at all.
And we didn't do nothing for you because we knew we were going to be champion.
Yes, sir.
We did it for you because you were a champion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You were a champion before you got the moniker.
Right.
Because of your character, because of your work ethic,
Yes, sir.
because of your humility. You talk way beyond your years.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to take you far.
Thank you.
So again, congratulations, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, keep them up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. And there you have it. Community Spotlight with our newest champion with 3 Lions Promotion.
Yes, sir. New Money Camp Management. Shout out to Guaranteed, my sponsors, KJ Henderson Network, Kinetic Center, Dallas, and the rest of my sponsors. Appreciate you for having me, man.
And we appreciate you tuning in
Yes, sir.
to the Marvel Knot Network. I'm Keith Robinson.
I opened up my eyes to the world.